Hello, my name is Jordan Call, and this is my presentation for course AEP 800, and this is Module 1. So my personal demographics, I'm 26 years old. I attended Pittsburgh State University, and that's where I got my bachelor's degree in elementary education. I graduated in December 2012. I currently work in Turner USD 202, and I teach 4th grade. I've also taught at Baser Linwood, where I taught 3rd grade. I have 4 years of classroom experience total. Like I've mentioned before, my teaching experience is in 3rd and 4th. My district is very diverse. We have a pretty wide range within our population, and we also have quite a number of students in free and reduced lunch programs. I'm on the school improvement team for 2017 to 2018, so it'll be my first time doing that, so I'm pretty excited about it and looking forward to collaborating with others on how to make our school the best it can be. This is my 3rd course in the FHSU program. I am married and have been married for almost 5 years, and I have an almost 2-year-old. She'll be 2 in July, and she keeps me plenty busy. I'm currently recording this video in my classroom. I'm teaching summer school this year, and it's definitely hard to get homework assignments done when I'm at home. So trying to use my time wisely after summer school's over and get some assignments completed. Let's move on to the rest of the presentation. Critical reflection on technology and classroom instruction. Technology in the classroom, quite honestly, I don't know what I would do without it. I've become so used to having it, and it's a part of every lesson that I put together. One thing I really like about it is differentiation. So I can take a student who's struggling with one task and another student who's struggling with a totally different task and have them working at the same time but on their specific skill that they're needing at the moment. And then once they grasp that concept and are able to move on, I can get them working on another skill that they need at that time. So that's something that technology really helps me out with, because obviously there's only one of me in the classroom and 20-ish some of them, so I can only do so much. So with the help of technology, I'm able to reach more students. Student engagement. Students are way more focused and engaged when it has to deal with technology. They love everything about it. You can turn, an assignment into something on, a paper assignment onto something that's given to them through technology, and then it's just amazing to them. So technology really hooks them. It's fun for them. Anytime that they can get to use, their hands on a project and be creative, they just love that. Another thing is 21st century learning. So it's preparing students for the world that they're in and the world that they're going to be put in, when they graduate and when they're ready for careers. There's no reason not to include technology in education, in schooling, when we deal with it so much outside of the classroom. I can't tell you how often I'm on technology when I'm not at work, when I'm just at home, or how much just the average person is. So it's good to get them ready and built with those skills for the real world. Real world exposure, obviously, like I mentioned before, we just use tons of technology in every field. So why not expose it to them at an early age so they have a better understanding when it is time for them to enter into, their new career. Problem solving opportunities. Obviously, technology is not perfect. Situations arise where you have to figure out, okay, why is this not working? What can I do better? And different things like that. When students come up to me with a problem with their technology, my first question is, what have you tried? Have you tried to fix it? What have you done in the past? Has this happened before? And I kind of lead them into problem solving on their own. When there's problems with technology, I'm not always able to solve it for them. I might be working with another group or another student. So it's something that really, hey, you need to take a look at it. You need to think about what's happening and figure it out, which kids really need these days. They need problem-solving skills and abilities. Data collection. I can give an assignment or a test through one of the many apps that are available to us, and a lot of them will automatically grade the assignment or the test, and then group kids where they need to be grouped with like students who need to work on certain skills. So instead of, me giving a paper pencil test or assignment, I can do it through technology and have it instantly graded and provide feedback to them. Whereas before, it would take me much longer to figure out my groupings, which kids needed what, and technology has just really aided in that process of eliminating all that pen and paper work. Let's see. Hands-on learning. Kind of talked about this a little bit before, but hands-on learning, they're able to get their iPad out and really just put their creative thoughts into what's in front of them. And I mean, they just love it. Multiple teachers in one room. So like I mentioned before, there's only one of me and so many of them. So I can't possibly reach all of them at every second of every day. But I am able to reach more students' needs by utilizing the technology in my room, just by differentiating their assignments and providing a custom learning experience for them. Critical reflection on technology and student achievement. Technology is highly motivating. Kids want to work. They want to get on that technology. They want to do their assignment. Their effort is better because it involves them being creative. Peer-to-peer collaboration. It allows students to collaborate with one another on assignments, provide feedback to one another. It also allows teacher-to-student collaboration. I might be able to comment on a student's assignment and say, good job here, did you think about this? And be able to talk with them like that. And they find that really exciting. It's almost like a journaling experience. Differentiation, personalized learning. Kind of talked about this before, but you can reach more students and have higher success rate when you're able to personalize the instruction for that individual student. If you're teaching one lesson to a group of students, well, not one student is like the other. So when you differentiate, you reach a lot more students and you'll see achievement greatly rise by doing so. Instant feedback. I do a lot of like Khan Academy, different apps like that, where students can log on and do a set of problems that I have assigned to them. So they can watch the video on how to solve it, and then they can solve the problems. And it instantly tells them if they got the problem wrong or correct. And then if it's wrong, it will kind of guide them into what went wrong. You can watch videos on how to correct yourself. So instead of, just doing pencil paper worksheet and not knowing if you're right or wrong until, the teacher hands the paper back, you know instantly what you did wrong and what can you correct it right now, which makes students way more successful when they're able to correct the problem in the moment versus a few days later when they kind of even forgot what the assignment was in the first place. Practice opportunities. Different apps provide multiple opportunities for practice. Access to information. They have the world at their fingertips with the iPad. They have to learn the safe ways to use it and how to use it for their best interests. And then career readiness, which I mentioned before, getting them ready for those jobs when they graduate. Critical reflection, continuous school improvement. Data tracking, that's something huge with technology. We're able to track all the data of our students and figure out what each group of student needs, and if you need to departmentalize teachers to fit the needs of those students. Continuing that school improvement based on that information you receive. Differentiate lessons, like I've mentioned before, and then providing professional development and collaboration opportunities based on the data that you have seen, or maybe the questions or concerns that teachers have brought up. You're able to create that community where teachers are talking and learning and giving each other ideas and providing support. And that's really what continues the school improvement, that collaboration and that team unity. Critique of my technology use in the classroom. I use a ton of technology. I teach in a district that is very, very, very in tune with technology. I mean, we have stuff going on all the time. We are one-to-one iPads with students. So each student has their own iPad. We are on it all the time. Sometimes, if we can't use our iPads for the day, maybe a grade is testing and they need extra iPads, or maybe the technology department needs to upload apps on them or something, and they take our iPads away, it's almost like, the kids are like, well, what do we do today? Because we use them so much. So some apps that I've used are Seesaw as a kind of like a blog or submitting work, doing book snaps. Class Kick, also I love that one because you can see kids in real time with what they're doing, how they're solving their work. You can reply to them instantly. I use that a lot when I'm at small group and then there's work going on in the classroom with students who are not with me at the time, so that way I can kind of reply to them if I need to real quick. Kahoot, Epic, Extra Math, Plickers, Office 365, Success Maker. That's a district program that we use here in Turner that differentiates lessons for students on skills that they need. So it's a computer program, but also accessible on the iPads. Students enjoy it for the most part. I do think it's a good program, and it has shown that students have higher success rates from using it. Puppet Pals, Book Snaps, like I mentioned, Twitter, Erasma, Socrative. Socrative I give a lot of tests on, especially like math fluency tests, because I can do it by level and have students, once they pass a level, they can go on to another one. So I just pull small groups at a time. Nearpod, I like to use that when I want students to follow along with their presentation so that we can have discussions. Khan Academy, use that one all the time to help kids with individual skills that they're needing, or to have them watch videos, like a flipped classroom style type, where they watch the videos and then solve the problems. And then what I love about it is how it tells them if they're correct or incorrect right away, so they're able to solve those problems. There's also 5 gray bars down at the bottom, and I don't let them show me their completed Kahoot assignment until all 5 bars are green, because that means that they've passed 5 problems in a row. So if they don't have that, they continue to practice until they get those 5 green bars in a row. We use Padlet, QR codes all the time, and Pick Collage. So we use a lot of technology here. It's definitely a great district to be in as far as technology exposure goes. Proposed plan of action. I want to become more familiar with amazing apps. I plan on doing this by attending professional development learning opportunities within my district. My district provides plenty of opportunities to learn about apps, but I feel like sometimes, like bullet number 2 says, sometimes I get stuck on using the same few apps, and I want to become more aware of different apps I can use and the best apps for whatever task I am doing. I'll do this by incorporating at least one new app or more, hopefully, a month in my lesson plans. This will also keep students excited about the new apps that they're learning about and provide even more engagement opportunities with their assignments. I also want to become more creative and purposeful with the way I currently utilize technology in my classroom. Sometimes you'll hear people say, well, technology is just a babysitter, and I never want that to be the case in my classroom. So it's definitely important that I utilize it the best way possible and make it purposeful. And I'm going to do this by researching the best apps for specific tasks. And I also want to look closer at the SAMR model to help align lessons to the highest possible level. I know it's easy to get, on those lower levels, but the upper levels are a little bit harder to reach unless you're creatively thinking about it and really planning those lessons purposely. So those are some things I would like to get better at and hope to improve on this next year. This is the end of my presentation. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.